Welcome back to the Literacy Channel. In this episode, we're exploring spelling. It's an element of literacy that applies to us all, regardless of the age and stage we are teaching. Learning to spell and learning to read rely on much of the same knowledge, the relationship between letters and sounds. Let's get started. Have you heard of the term phonogram? Phonograms are important when it comes to effective spelling instruction. A phonogram is a letter or a combination of letters which represents one or more sounds. They can consist of 1, 2, 3, or 4 letters, and they are the building blocks of words. So we all know the alphabet. Much of our early reading and early spelling instruction revolves around the 26 letters of the alphabet and the 44 corresponding phonemes. However, it's crucial that we explicitly teach children the 75 phonograms to aid spelling attainment. Many of us have heard English described as highly irregular, but let's just take a little look at the breakdown of our words. Interestingly, only 4% of English words are truly odd, so that means only 4% are truly permanently irregular. So really, that doesn't sound highly irregular to us at all. Spelling is a writing skill. Quoting Singer and Bashir from 2004, writers who think too hard about how to spell use up valuable cognitive resources needed for higher level aspects of composition. So, poor spellers may restrict what they write to a limited amount of words they can spell, with inevitable loss of verbal power. They may also lose track of their thoughts when they get stuck trying to spell a word. How pupils spell words actually tells us what they know about words. Let's look now at some important tips for spelling instruction. Make it explicit. If we're teaching explicitly, we have to teach the children how to spell, because often we're only testing spelling, and that isn't enough. Consider letter S. Children are usually taught that this letter is associated with one sound, S. But what about words like is, his, has, was, rise, and does? Also, the plural sound usually has a Z sound, 70% of the time in fact. Think of chairs, cars, houses. Children need to be explicitly taught knowledge of sounds, syllables, patterns, and meaningful parts of speech in order to spell well. We need to avoid over-reliance on memorization and practices like word shapes. These only actually work for a limited number of words and are actually more likely to cause error. Next, we need to make sure our spelling instruction is meaningful. We need to teach the connection between words. Examine the etymology and the morphology of words. You'll be amazed at the patterns that emerge and how the children can transfer these across words and make connections to various word types. For truly meaningful spelling opportunities, look at word lists with common morphology. Take tract, for example. If we explore a variety of words that tract appears in, children are not only recognizing patterns, but gaining a deeper understanding of the English language and also further developing their vocabulary. Next, we need to make sure that our spelling instruction is contextualized. So what do we mean by that? Well, we mean less random, more context. We are all familiar with the infamous book of spelling, pages and pages of lists of words, which are often a little difficult for the children to connect with and relate to. So instead of over-reliance on these, draw connections to your spelling instruction and your curricular learning. Perhaps you're learning about the Titanic and icebergs. Then, why not create a contextualized list of spellings of important and topic-specific words to learn? Explore the spelling structure of the words and enjoy using them in context. Next, we must make spelling visible. By this, we mean out of the school bags and copies. It's vital that spelling is visible across the school day and not just relegated to memorizing words at home. It's also really important that we involve the writing of words in our spelling instruction. The process of writing the letters supports remembering the spelling of words. Looking at words, staring at lists, these aren't enough. A fun way to explore the spelling and structure of a new word is to use the spelling staircase. Write the word down the page, adding a new letter each time, creating a staircase of the spelling. It's visually appealing and capitalizes on writing the word. Don't forget to explore the letters within the words and take time to draw attention to vowels and the consonants. This little rhyme might help with that. All good learning incorporates playfulness, so do try to capitalize on the fun factor. There are so many wonderful board games that can capitalise on word work and spelling, so having a supply in the classroom is always beneficial. Playfulness can help when it comes to words that children are finding challenging to spell. So why not make a little rhyme or a mnemonic to help children recall and remember? The same goes for particular patterns or word families. We do hate to mention the T word, but we have to flag it. Make your spelling instruction more than a test. We want our young learners to associate spelling with something other than the weekly or daily tests. So choose some alternatives, missing letters, choosing the correct spelling, or even capitalizing on the available digital tools like Kahoot. Lastly, make it positive. We want the children to enjoy learning how to spell new words, so the onus is on us as teachers to keep the experiences positive and empowering. One of the first steps in fostering the positivity is in adapting our language. So maybe this isn't a difficult word, it's an important word. Instead of worrying about how many letters there are to remember, think about what an accomplishment spelling a long word is. And don't forget to foster the have a go attitude. Don't forget to download your copy of the slides. If you liked the video, please share and circulate, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. That's all for now from the Literacy channel. Tune in for more soon.